Hello everybody and welcome to yet another album review. We're starting to get into the swing of things now. So today's album review was it's a tough one, but remember it. A Tribe Called Quest, and the album was called Midnight Marauders. So that's what we reviewed. It was a group that neither of us had heard of. Now, as Brett picked this album, I'll let him go first and tell us what he thought about it.
So I said in my last video, I was slowly probably going to get the reputation of liking anything that we pick. With this album, and this will probably end up being a little comment you might use as the video title, I can imagine. It wasn't quite what I expected. It was a little bit different. I wasn't expecting that at all. Now, whether you think that's now me saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, it surprised me. I just was not expecting that. Did I hate it? No, didn't hate it. There was definitely, in comparison to other albums, definitely a lot more songs that I probably didn't enjoy, but there were a few little surprises with that.
Okay. So, okay, I guess when we go through the songs, you'll be able to, say what song surprised you and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that will probably help there. I will probably say, because I know we'll go through some, but yeah, as soon as that first track came on, I generally thought maybe I was on the wrong thing. I don't know, just took me by surprise. This is all a bit weird here. Okay. And it kind of set the premise of what exactly we might be listening through. I will say that I actually found some of the stuff quite relaxing. Again, as I said before, this is definitely not my genre of music. Something I wouldn't generally listen to when I'm back at home. But I did enjoy a couple of stuff from it.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's sort of very typical you, different style of music, but you've managed to kind of find a positive spin on it. Whereas with me, I'm afraid I'm going to have to be negative yet again.
I'm Mr. Positive. I need to be Mr. Negative.
Yeah, I really didn't like this at all. I really didn't. There are reasons for that, which I will explain. There wasn't a single song that I liked. I thought they were all poor songs. I think I thought about it, and I think I kind of understand to an extent why. I think, first of all, we'd never heard of this group, A Tribe Called Quest. And I think a lot of people won't have heard of them if they're not into the hip hop scene. So I think they're, not so commercial. They're more for people they're more well known for people that know about that sort of music and like that sort of music. So what I'm trying to say is it's quite niche, I think. And if you like hip hop, great. 90s hip hop, you probably like this. I tend to prefer more commercial stuff. I know that could often be criticized, like being too commercial, but when it comes to this style of music, I think I need it to have more of a chorus, basically, something that kind of makes it popular. So in a way, makes it become pop music. Whereas I found with these songs, they didn't seem to have choruses. It was just traditional kind of rapping kind of stuff going on. So there was nothing there that kind of, there was no repeated chorus a catchy chorus, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Even if you listen to like Eminem and people like that, there's still a chorus there that kind of gets you hooked onto the song. But with this, there wasn't. And I think that's one of the reasons.
Sorry. I totally agree with everything that you said there. It did feel more like an artistic kind of sort of album as such. And I totally get the commercial, having that chorus, but this is, I think you used the right word, I think very niche. I think if you're into your 90s hip hop, then this is something that you probably really, really enjoy. But like I said, I think because maybe I was expecting something totally different, that's probably why I ended up enjoying it and finding a couple of songs quite relaxing, quite enjoyable in some way, because it just wasn't what I was going to expect. And I don't know if they're generally classed as like a super group, because obviously it's got general other hip hop people who've all joined together. So I don't know if it'd be classed as like as a super group as such. But yeah, definitely it's an artistic kind of album, really.
Okay. When you talk about there, you expected something different. Now, we'll just tell our viewers, if we've got any, that before we were doing these YouTube videos, we did once review what they called. I keep calling them the Ku Klux Klan, but what
Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan, yeah. We did a review of one of their albums, and that was pretty strong. Lots of strong language in there, and sounded quite violent in terms of what they were rapping about. So, were you expecting something like that?
Yeah, as I said, because I didn't know how much we're going to go back to what we've done already. But yeah, probably something a bit more darker, shall we say?
Okay. Yeah. So something I did like about this group that I learnt about them when I was doing a little bit of research, even though I didn't like the actual tracks themselves, I did like the fact that they don't rap about violence, sex, and drugs. That's just something about them. I don't know if you found that out as well about them. So I respect that a lot, because when you kind of associate hip hop, unfortunately you do kind of think about, sex, drugs, violence, things like that. But yeah, with this group, they don't do that. But unfortunately, it didn't mean that I actually liked their music anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, big shout out to them for that, at least. So if we go through the tracks, first one, this is the one that caught you by surprise, Midnight Marauders Tour Guide. And I wrote down, not too bad for an introduction. I don't normally like introductions. I think I've made that kind of clear before. I've kind of questioned why they do it. I actually quite like this one. This is for me probably the best track on the album. Honestly, it really was, because I was like, oh, this is all right, Got this woman, this kind of like robotic kind of voice and kind of thing, and introducing them, and like she's going to be our tour guide. I quite like that, yeah.
That's what I was saying. That's why I said I wasn't expecting it, and that's why I think it's a bit more of a, not so much a commercialized album as such. No, just something very different.
Yeah. The next one, Steve-O Biko. I wrote down jazz at the start. It sounded a bit jazzy at the beginning. I wrote down listenable, different parts to the song. It kind of did different things. I didn't, out of the kind of actual proper tracks, the songs, I would say this is probably my best one. And I was kind of quite hopeful. I thought, okay, it's not bad. It's not really exactly what I want to, what I want to download or anything like that, but it's not bad. Maybe if the rest of the songs are going to be like this, then it could be an all right album. But unfortunately for me, it went downhill from there. Okay, then we had Award Tour. I wrote down ordinary, nice ending by the tour guide. Well, I like the tour guide bit at the end when she just sort of came in. But as for the track itself, the song, whatever you want to call it, no, not for me.
Yeah, I found quite similar to the one before, which again, I actually, like you, it's quite jazzy. I could imagine sitting and actually listening to that, finding it in a quite relaxing way. And yeah, the little tour guide person at the end, it kind of helps when then the songs are not as enjoyable, to try and wait all the way to the end just to see if you get a nice little tour guide surprise.
Yeah. Then we had 8 Million Stories. I just put down worst so far. I just really didn't like that at all. Then we had Sucker Nigger. I just put down not enjoyable. Didn't like the lyrics. And they kept repeating that part. I don't know, just don't like those sort of lyrics, to be honest. Not really what I like. Then we had Midnight. I put awful, but I did like the tour guide at the end again, who kind of saved it a little bit. Saved the best till last.
Yeah, those last 3 tracks I kind of found quite similar. Yeah, compared to those first 2 tracks, first 2 proper tracks, not including tour guide. So I wanted, yeah, felt like it was getting a little bit dark, and again, it wasn't the worst at all, I guess, but it was definitely sort of, even for me, yeah, going just a little bit more sort of downhill.
I'm just looking at the rest of the notes I've got for these songs that they're all pretty much the same. But anyway, I'll read it anyway. So next one, we can get down. I put didn't enjoy, but tour guide is great. Still loving the
Okay.
loving the tour guide.
Actually, yeah, it was great. I think I put a little note there about the tour guide at the end. But yeah, this was actually my favourite so far, I'd probably say. And I probably would say was the favourite on the album. I think, again, because of those first 3 previous tracks, it's kind of like I was picking back up to those first 2 songs a bit more fast, a bit dancier, I guess. But yeah, I enjoyed that a bit more.
Okay. Electric Relaxation. So you said it was kind of quite a relaxing album in parts. I wonder if this is one of those songs. So I just put down not a fan. Didn't really enjoy that one.
Yeah, maybe I had one because there was a song called Relaxation, and maybe that played in my head. But no, it's definitely those first 2 ones definitely were. This one was definitely not one of these sort of relaxing song there. But again, what I liked this one, I have said about some of the others, when there's a mixture of different people singing / rapping, I quite enjoy it more. When it's generally the same person, I tend to find that a little bit too repetitive for me. Suddenly when you have someone different, it feels quite, it doesn't like telling a story, just works quite well actually when there's a mixture of people.
Yeah. Okay. Then we had Clap Your Hands. Sounds like a children's nursery rhyme or something, isn't it? I put down really poor. Again, same as the others, just didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't really have any notes with this one.
Okay. Oh my God, I just put down rubbish.
Yeah, so this is the one that actually featured Busta Rhymes, which we've both heard
Oh
of.
yeah, Busta Rhymes, yeah.
This was my least favourite song, actually. And you know what? Because of Busta Rhymes, I think.
He ruined it, did he?
Yeah, he only does, I think he just does a bit, there was a bit like in the chorus where he says like, he says, oh my God, the name of the title song. Just whether he was actually repeating that or he said it once and they just played it. That ruined the song for me. And as a result, yeah, my least favourite by far.
Fair enough. And then we had Keep It Rolling. I put down a bit better, but still poor. So I like that one a little bit more than some of the previous ones.
I think I've put their second least favourite for that one. This is where I think probably it was starting to get a bit repetitive, and like I said, some songs I enjoyed, I actually quite liked, and then felt like it let it down for me personally.
Okay. Next one, The Chase Part 2. So I looked back on previous albums to try to find The Chase Part 1, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Well, actually, I think it's actually Part 3. I think
it might be Part 2.
Part 3? Oh, was it Part 2?
Yeah.
Oh, did I write that wrong? Sorry.
Yeah. But I can't find Part 1 on the previous album, so I don't know if there ever was a Part 1.
Did you look for Part 3?
No, I was trying to find the beginning part. But I put down not good, repetitive, but love the guide. The guide obviously came in at the end and yeah, made it.
Yeah,
it's something
good there. Yeah, the guide of the best was good there. And I think, yeah, at that point, for now, third least favourite.
Third least favourite, okay. Then we had Lyrics to Go. I just put down not good. I wish I could write down better notes, but I don't know what to write. They're all just similar to me, just not really enjoying, just didn't really enjoy each track. There's not really much to say. And then we had the last track, God Lives Through. I put a bit better, but still tosh.
Yeah, I think that point there sounds very similar. But again, still quite more like jazzy, more like jazz rap rather than rap.
I know what you mean. Look, when I was looking at the genre, the type of music, it was classed as like, yeah, kind of like jazzy hip hop. I didn't feel as though there was enough jazziness in there. Like I felt the jazz right at the beginning, on the second track after the tour guide's introduction. That, as I mentioned, Steve Biko had a bit of jazz at the start, and I was like, oh, this is all right. And then it just kind of, disappeared. I thought anyway. So yeah, I mean, if we're gonna summarize here, again, didn't like them, but I do appreciate the fact that, you know, they don't rap about, you know, drugs, sex, and violence. So again, big respect to them for that. But it's just not my cup of tea. I need something, when it comes to this style of music, as I said earlier, I do need something a bit more catchy, I think.
Yeah, I can't disagree with a lot of what you've said there. And maybe again, it's just my, because again, I'm very open to music. We'll give a lot of music a chance. And again, maybe for my own personal, what I was probably expecting, and it wasn't that, made me sort of be a bit more kinder to the album as a whole, generally. But I'd say there was at least 3 tracks that I actually quite enjoyed, and maybe now reflecting on it, I look back at my notes and talk to you about it. Actually, maybe I should have been a bit more critical. So actually, probably didn't like that because actually, there's only 3 songs I would actually sort of potentially listen to.
No, but 3 songs is quite a lot, to be honest.
That's the thing.
From a genre of music that you don't even like usually. If it was just like one song, okay, but the fact there's actually 3 songs that you like, I think you could say it's quite a successful album for you. You quite enjoyed it to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent.
Okay, so yeah, I think we are getting into a kind of what's the word? A rhythm here. You can see that I'm the negative one. Don't seem to like anything, and Brett's the positive one. You can always find positives in any sort of album. So I think it's a good combination, you know. You get the critical bit from me and the more positive spin on things from Brett. But look, who knows? There's going to be times, surely, where I am going to like some of this music.
And there might be a time when I actually hate something.
Exactly. Yeah. It could come up in our next album pick that's going to be up for you guys on Wednesday. So we'll leave it at that. So yeah, thank you for watching. And as I said, we'll see you on Wednesday for the next album pick randomly. Okay then, guys. Goodbye.